Got my coffee. The weather was wild last night. We've got a long way to go. Who wants to go do about 650 with me? Passenger doors open. Hop in. Let's go trucking. Rock and roll trucker.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Trucker, the channel that likes to rock and roll, the channel that likes to play. We love to eat, we love to truck, we love to see the world around us and just have a big old time. Come on in and have a seat, let's have a good chat. We'll tell you where we're going, we'll tell you where we've been. Yes, that is me playing the music.
What's happening, everybody? I'm pulling out of here. I've been sitting around here dawdling along, wasting too much time. Got my coffee, got me a little something to eat. I've just been sitting here being lazy. Got to looking at something on the internet. I'm not in a huge hurry this morning or today or really tomorrow either, and that's dangerous for me because it makes me just keep putting it off on pulling out and going. But we got to go now. We got to go knock out some miles. We got to get out of Kansas and get across Missouri. We got to go, people. We got to go. I'm pulling on out. We in Waukene, Kansas. I mentioned on the last video where I was at here. Decent little stop. Nice little clean stop. Pretty reasonable place. 24/7 travel store. Waukene, Kansas, off of I-70. I've stayed at much worse places. Let's see if we can get out here. That's a big old rig there, isn't it? Look at that. Yeah. Come on, Mr. Pickup Truck. I got to go, and you were just creeping along. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah, here we go. Let's get this show on the road, folks. Well, I woke up. I was having some pretty good sleep. Woke up 2 or 3 o'clock this morning, a little groggy. It threw me off. Sounded like something was pecking on my windows or something like that this morning, and I woke up and it just kept getting more and more until I realized it was hail, and a massive, wicked, long, heavy, hard hailstorm just came pouring down on top of all of our heads last night. I cannot stay away from hail in this truck for some reason recently. That is about the 5th pretty significant serious hailstorm I've been in this truck since I got it. And boy, that one last night, it was coming down. It was some pretty decent sized chunks. Man, it was serious. It came down for a pretty significant amount of time too. Then it kind of stopped and turned into more of a rainstorm. Then a minute or two later, oh, here it come again. I'm surprised that anything is still intact. I can't believe it didn't just chew this truck up and spit it out. I can't believe it didn't do it to everybody's trucks out there. I was fully expecting to have a busted out light or mirror busted up or something like that this morning, but everything looked and appeared to be okay. But you can see out in front of me there, those clouds and stuff there, that weather moved on out in front of me. I'm sure I'm going to catch back up with it, dance with it again. We get some wild weather out here in these plains areas. It kind of made me nervous because my phone started beeping for a severe thunderstorm warning in the area and all, and as flat as it is out here in their history of weather, I was like, oh Lord, I hope we don't get one of them there twisters, one of them naders, people. We didn't want that. Luckily, we did not have to deal with that because here I am on your screen. So I survived. It didn't happen. We're still here. But I don't think we're done with the weather, judging by that. It is strangely pretty to look at, though. It's just so fast out here. I know I sound like a broken record every time I put the camera on out here in one of these areas. I talk about just how big and amazing it is, and well, quite frankly, every time I say it, it's true. I just get out and see this country if you've ever got the chance. Whether you're in a car or you decide to go be a truck driver or something, just don't spend all of your time in one place for your entire life. Get out and see the country that you live in. All parts of it. Go see the big city if you've big city and you've never seen a small town, go check out small town life. middle of the country here where, our food is grown, and just the massive, vast, wide open, just impressive landscape of it. Get out and see it. Go see the mountains. Go see something. Don't stay dormant in one place forever. This country is huge, and it's got a lot to see and a lot to offer. A lot of beautiful things. There's something for everybody. There really is. And if you can afford it, like, if it takes you years to do it, save up for a road trip. Save up for a plane ticket to the, to the other side of the country. Get a Greyhound. Go ride a train. Just do something. Do something to go see some of the country around you. The world's too big to just sit still, not be curious, not be educated on, what's out there. Be curious, be a seeker, be an adventurer. You don't have to be wild to do it. I mean, you can just get in the car, save you up some money, save you up a few $100 for gas, and just, go drive. Get you an inflatable mattress, one of those backseat inflatable mattresses they make now, or get a cheap tent, camp along the way, whatever you want to do, just get out and go be a truck driver. Get paid to see it. Get paid to drive across the country. You might not get to do the tourist stuff and everything, but get paid to look out a giant window like I am right now at beautiful things. Comes with its own frustrations, but it is a viable option for seeing the country. Yeah, trucking along I-70, Kansas, winds blowing. Ain't it always out here? Weather is looking kind of funky out in front of us. I don't mind catching up with it if it's rain, because quite frankly, I can use windshield washing. I've still got to get some washer fluid. It's really expensive at the truck stop, so it's like, I'm going to wait till I get to another Walmart or something like that. It's like they charge like ridiculous fees for it at the truck stops for a gallon of blue juice to put in your, to wipe your windows off there. But a little bit of rain for a few minutes wouldn't bother me to wash this windshield off. But yeah, we're going to drive. We still got well over 200 miles of Kansas left. If we get into Missouri, we're going to try and stretch our fuel out till we get over past Kansas City there. There's a good fuel price over there. We're just going to drive. I might get a little hyperlapse here in a bit. I'm trying to think a little more easy on that, not constantly do it all the time, but we're going to pepper a little bit of it here and there so you can see what's out in front of me. For now, we're going to put our foot in it. And we're going to drive. We will see you in a little while. Have a good morning. Get out and see something. What up, everybody? Back. We're getting close to being out of Kansas. We're about to jump on to the Kansas Turnpike here. I don't know that my Easy Pass works on the Kansas Turnpike. Not sure, so we're just going to jump over here in this ticket lane. We's going to grab us a ticket. Get on here. We're not going to detour. I was thinking about detouring it, but it's really not that expensive to go down through here, and from what I gather, you can pay with a card. So, we're going to do it that way. We've done some pretty good driving, and look at that view. Mother Nature did me a favor and gave me that little rain shower I was asking for earlier. And we don't have the bugs in your view right now. Let's pull up to this ticket booth and see what we can come up with. Let's see what we come up with here. Let's get us a ticket. Alright. We almost dropped that bad boy. We didn't want to do that. I don't know how much it's going to cost. He's got a little pay scale on here. Looks like maybe. We'll see when we get there. Yeah. We're just chugging along. We've been drinking our lukewarm coffee real slowly and jamming some Don Henley's greatest hits. Yep, I am sporadic with the music I'm listening to, but gosh darn it, Don Henley penned some mighty fine tunes. He might be a grumpy curmudgeon, but the man can write a song. Nobody can deny that. Yeah, let me see if we can merge on over here. This truck's back there. Yeah, he's getting over. He's going to let me in. He's come flying by at a high rate of speed, rolling up on me because he went through the open road, cashless lanes over there, so he didn't really even have to slow down. He, she, whatever's driving that truck back there. We're rolling. We're going to be to Kansas City before we know it, and we're going to get past Kansas City, and we're going to stop in Oak Grove, Missouri. Fuel this beautiful beast up, get her all dieseled up, get her a full belly and ready to ride, and we will just continue this journey towards the great state of Virginia. Virginia is for lovers, they say. I'm a lover. Sounds like an appropriate place for me to be now, doesn't it? It's been a very uneventful drive. We got a little. I finally hit that weather that you were seeing on that clip from this morning. I finally caught up with those dark clouds and got rained on pretty good there for a bit, but my windshield needed it. We'll find us another Walmart sometime today and get us stocked up on some of that blue fluid to keep us rolling clean on that there windshield for the rest of the trip. Oh man. Need a warmer coffee. I either need a hot coffee or an iced coffee. This middle of the road, sitting there too long, lukewarm coffee just don't hold the same appeal as either of the other two. But I suppose that's my fault for not drinking it fast enough now, ain't it? I'm a truck driver. I ought to be sucking it down with a straw and 2 gulps, no matter how hot it is. Yep. As I recall, there's not a lot of action to see on this here Kansas Turnpike. They got a couple of nice service plazas. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. They got a couple of nice service plazas down through here that are good for stops, but we're going to try and hold out and not stop, keep on going until we either find us a Walmart or we get to Oak Grove. And there is a Walmart on the Oak Grove exit across from the Petro over there, so if I don't find a Walmart before then, we'll just kill 2 birds with 1 stone, as they say. I got another thing or two I need to get at Walmart that I didn't pick up on my 34-hour break over the weekend there, so I do need a Walmart stop. Here we go with that yawning again. Why are you people, every time I get on camera, I'm starting to blame it on you all. Every time y'all are on the other end of this camera, I start yawning. Somebody that's watching is spreading the yawns over to me, and I don't appreciate it. You need to stop doing that. Whoever you are, one of my 5s or 10s of watchers, one of y'all, there's few enough of you where I'm going to narrow it down. I will pin the rap on somebody. But y'all stop that. It's already yawning every time I turn this camera on. Oh man. I don't know how far it is. I'm using the camera right now, so I don't have my map loaded up on it or anything, so I don't even know how many miles it is to KC till we cross that border and get off this here toll road. I hadn't seen a sign. It's not real terribly far. I think we'll go through, I can't remember if we go through 2 or 3 toll booths. Can't remember. Not sure, not positive. It's been a long time since I've been down through here. It's a pretty nice smooth road though. There is a way you can go around there, and it's not bad, but for no more expensive than this toll road is, it is kind of nice just being able to shoot straight, just go on straight through without having to really stop or anything. You don't have to worry about any red lights or intersections or curvy, hilly roads. Or, I mean, there's some hills here, but it's like you don't have to worry about intersections and red lights and all that stuff like that. Just a good, nice, straight, smooth road. They actually fairly well take care of their toll road here. Some of those toll roads, man, they just leave a lot to be desired considering how much you spend on them. Indiana and Ohio and Pennsylvania, I'm looking at y'all. Indiana and Ohio not quite as bad. That Pennsylvania turnpike, man, been a long time since I've been on there too, but they never used to take real hot care of that thing. Always under construction, always beat you up, and expensive. Man, that's a price to get from one end to the other to that. You can get up anywhere around New York City there, going across the George Washington Bridge or anything like that. I mean, they pull in millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars a year off of that bridge and those roads around there, and it just hot garbage for roads. There's like holes and crevices and stuff 18-wheelers can almost fit into, much less cars. It's like brutal to go through. I think with all the money they collect, they can do a lot better. I'm not going to ramble too much in your ears. Got a little hyperlapse there before you saw. Pepper a little bit of that in on like every other video or so. I'm kind of liking this. I'm kind of liking giving y'all the live, normal, regular speed of life view of the road here, being able to talk to you while we go down through here. If anything eventful happens, it'll happen right there live, and I can point it out, talk it over with you there. We're going to get on down through here, get this toll road done. I might beat back in here in a bit. We're just going to keep on driving. We're going to do quite a few 100 miles today. Get as far as we can. Make it a little bit shorter for tomorrow. We'll see what we're going to do. I don't know. When I've got time, I'm very, very, very sporadic about my plans from hour to hour about how I'm going to tackle things. If I'm under the gun, I'll make a real tight travel plan. When I got flexibility, I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants and figure it out as I go. That's what we're doing today. I'm going to jump off for a bit. But don't worry, not leaving. I like all of you people. We're going to continue to hang out some today. So, if you go, don't go far, because I'll be back. See you in a bit. What do we have here? A nice TA shower. Some are better than others. A nice little area here. Yeah, good shower head. And look how big this mirror is. Ooh. Hey y'all, hey y'all. It's actually plenty of hooks, 2 hooks there, 2 hooks on the door. Nice, clean, big shower at this TA, Oak Grove, Missouri. I dig it. Hi everybody, I'm back. I was stuck in traffic, pretty jammed up. There was 1 lane closed for an accident. Now it's moving again. Have you ever been to St. Louis? If you haven't, you have been now. We are in the city limits of it. That road you're riding with me on right there, I-64. We're pointing towards the downtown there. Won't be too terribly much longer. It'll take a few minutes, but we're heading towards crossing the river over into the Illinois side, and we're gonna stay on 64 and keep on going for a bit until we find where we want to stop. I got to figure that all out shortly, because I'm also supposed to go live with Rebel Dan on his channel somewhere about 7:30 this very evening, Eastern Standard Time. Whatever Eastern, blah blah blah, whatever Eastern time. I don't know, it's standard. I think it's EST, Eastern Standard Time. All the time zone stuff. I'm back and forth through so many time zones. It all gets confusing sometimes. But yeah, that will have already happened by the time you see this video, obviously, because that's happening in an hour from now. But yeah, I got to get across this river and start thinking about where we're going to stop, or we're going to end up doing the live just like this, just like I'm talking to you now. I'll just have to do it from behind the wheel going down the highway. Yeah, we're in the confines of St. Louis, technically speaking. Not very scenic part of it right now, as you can see, unless you are just enamored by concrete walls. That's really what we've got. It'll look a lot cooler when we go over the river. We'll go over a cool bridge and whatnot, and most likely we'll probably run into some more traffic. I can't wait. Don't you love traffic? I love traffic. It's my favorite thing on earth. Yeah, right. Not quite. I have no doubt that I'll run into some here in a few, and if we don't, then you will have seen me be wrong for the first time ever, right here on this camera. And we know that's not true. I'm wrong all the time. I was wrong 5 minutes ago. I'll be wrong again in 10 minutes ago about a whole array of subjects. Yes. I haven't went around this way through St. Louis in a while. I can't recall. Been a while. I used to at one point in time. I had a dedicated route. I was working for a company in Nashville, and I would run from there to North Carolina, from North Carolina to Fenton, Missouri, which is just a little west of St. Louis. I was coming through St. Louis 2 to 3 times a week. Every week. I got pretty familiar with coming back and forth through here, but that seems like that was 10 lifetimes ago. I did that for about a year. Then I moved on to a different job, and then the automotive plant I was going to, I believe that was a Chrysler plant at the time. I know that they were building Dodge Ram trucks back then, because the docks I would deliver to always had big racks of the big Hemi V8s when those were getting back into popularity there, early 2000. That was probably good in 2005. It was 06-ish, somewhere in there, late 05 through early to mid 06. So yeah, it was back around the time when the Hemis first started really getting back on the scene again. So yeah, that was a Chrysler plant, and big old massive place, and it is now completely wiped from existence off the earth and is no more. I can't remember what year they closed that and tore it down, but it was a very large place with a lot of jobs, and it is not around anymore. So if I had stayed on that for a long time, I'd eventually been off that gig anyway. Heck, come to think of it, that plant's gone. It's out of business. The company I was driving for, delivering there a few years ago, they went under. They're out of business too. So that factory, that plant, and the company I was driving for going to it are both non-existent now. Gone. Some of you drivers that have been around for a while, y'all would have seen Falcon Transport on the road back in the day. I always drove they were mostly the internationals, like smaller regional sleepers, in one of the most atrocious blue and green color schemes you'll ever see. I never did understand that. I had a fit working for them. Every time I ran out of the little Nashville terminal, and they didn't have a shop or anything like that, and every time I had an issue with a truck, a mechanical issue, they would just have me park it, move into what was supposed to be a temporary truck till I got that one back, and then I would never get the truck back. I worked there for right at exactly almost a year, and in 12 months, I believe, if I recall, I was in 10 or 11 different trucks. I was in a different truck nearly every month for the whole entire time I was on that job. If you're a driver and you've been in it for a while, you know just how incredibly frustrating that is. At one point, they took my truck, and I was supposed to get it back in 2 or 3 days, and and then they just sent it with another driver back to their headquarters in Youngstown, Ohio. And I still had a lot of my stuff in there. I lost a CB, a little MP3 player at the time. That was a commodity. All kinds of stuff, books, notebooks, just everything I had in the truck at the time. I think I might have had a cooler in there. I can't remember. And they were supposed to have set the stuff aside and get it sent back to me, and nope, never saw that stuff again. So, as you can imagine, there's a reason why I left that place, and you probably wondering how the heck did you manage to stay a year there? Yeah, I ask myself that question too. That is a mystery to me. It's a mystery to me too that I stuck around as long as I did. When the gig was going, it was a pretty good gig. It was pretty tiresome, pretty hefty run, but it was on paper logs at the time. That was still back in the day of paper logs, so you can make anything work then. Not that I would have ever fudged the log book, but hey, you can make anything work if you were a determined driver, But it was a lot of times, on the short week with 2 runs, a lot of times one of the runs will get canceled, Just the money was okay at the time when it was consistent, but it was not normally consistent. And there was a lot of short weeks on that, and I was on a schedule, where I had a certain schedule with, I would go home in between runs, and it was a nice little setup there. And their only alternative whenever they would just randomly cancel a run was, well, we'll throw you on a road run, and they'd try and send me way out to Texas or Oklahoma or way up on the East Coast or something like that, and my life was not set up like that. I had designed my life at that time around that run, and there was a lot of times I couldn't do it because I had stuff going on at home, and had, a fairly young, baby at the time, and so it was a lot of short weeks and inconsistent money on that, and just the constant headache of always being in a different truck was pretty frustrating. But yeah, how did I get through all that? Oh, St. Louis. I was coming through St. Louis multiple times a week back then. That got me on a whole entire tangent, but maybe something to talk about, didn't it? We're getting down here closer and closer to crossing the river. If you've never been through St. Louis, you'll see we'll go to there's multiple bridges that cross from Illinois into Missouri side over here, and I don't know. We'll see if we get a good view of the arch. If you've never seen the arch, it's pretty cool. I want to go up in it. I've never got to go up in it. Me and my dad rode motorcycles from Winchester, Tennessee, from where I lived at the time, all the way up here to St. Louis, and we went to the arch and looked at it, poked around down in St. Louis and all. We didn't have time to go up in it. You could ride like this elevator, like this weird little setup to where you're standing up straight, but it goes up, up and over up the curve of the arch to the top. You can go all the way up to the top and see the view from up there and everything, come back down. Seems a little sketchy and nerve-wracking to me, but it also seems very, very cool, and I want to do that at some point when I get time. Yeah, there's the arch over there. You can't really see it good on the camera right now probably, but we'll round the curve and get closer to it. Maybe you can see it poking over the buildings there. You can see it a lot better coming in from Illinois. It's kind of obscured coming from this direction here. All the buildings and the overpasses. Okay, sorry about that. For some reason my camera decided it didn't want to go anymore. I know we're not out of space or anything like that, but what I was saying, yeah, we got the big Ferris wheel by that aquarium back there. It's a huge one, but not near as big as that giant one down there in Vegas. Man, oh man, is that one in Vegas huge. If you've never seen that, man, that is something to see. It is huge. It looks huge from a distance. It looks huge up close, and then if you ride the monorail through Vegas there, it goes right beside it. You can just see the Goliath thing up real close. Oh, there's people streaming in and around the baseball stadium there. I guess the Cardinals are playing. Yeah, we must be getting ready to have a Cardinals game fire up over there. Baseball season, I'd like to be in there. I'd like to go get a beer and a dog and sit back and watch a good baseball game. Yeah, I like a good baseball game. Yeah, the arch is over here to my left. You're not going to really get to see it. That is unfortunate, but I will try and get it if I pass back through going the other direction. It's a lot harder to get it going this way than it is going the other way. Do my best to get that for you at some point if we get back this way anytime soon. But yeah, here we're getting ready to, we're crossing over the river here. We'll be back in Illinois here momentarily. We're going to keep on following 64 east. There's two different ways you can go. 64, you can follow every lane across here. Breaks off kind of in two different directions, and then just kind of reconvenes there. You've got 55 and 44 and 70 and 64 all flowing through here. And quite a bit of different interchanges and interstates passing through here. Quite the hub, rail and river and interstate, everything running through St. Louis. You got the sports, you got the beer, you got the river boats, you got the casinos, all kinds of stuff. St. Louis is another one where I've been through here, 100 times. Never been down into the city to do anything other than pick up or deliver. Never got to go for any amusement of any sort. Do that. That's another one on my list. I'll go kick around downtown. I'd like to come watch it'd be nice to come watch a ball game. They got a really nice ballpark there from what I've seen and heard and know of. Good Lord, can you hear that? Can you hear that? That's a quality stretch of road, ain't it? Well, there's not gonna be much else to see from here. Nothing real interesting. I was hoping to get more of the view there. Hopefully the arc showed up a little bit. Maybe that, what is the big thing? The big Ferris wheel. Maybe that we caught that on the corner of the video there. But yeah, we're pretty much back over here on the Illinois side. We got a little way to go. We're gonna see if we find a place to stop. See how many miles we've knocked out. See whether we want to stop or do the live feed with Dan on the fly. But we'll hop off here because I don't want you to have to listen to the insanity of the roughness of these roads. I don't even want to hear it. It's making me angry already. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we're going to turn this off. Get that noise and that racket out of y'all's ears. It's probably shaking the camera around too. We'll be back with you before we call it a complete night. Y'all be good. Oh, Lord, y'all. Is it time for bed? I think it's almost time for bed. I'm tired. Turned into a tiring evening. Where am I at? It's dark. It looks like it's dark on the video. I'm sorry, that is what it is. We're just going to do it. I'm in Nashville, Illinois. I made it past and through St. Louis and everything, and I kind of went about an hour further, but I pulled over to go live on YouTube with Rebel Dan. We cut up on there for about an hour. And I walked across. I was going to go to the little restaurant over here, but I went in there and they were cleaning up with a sign on the door that says closed due to short staffing. I'm about tired of seeing that everywhere. I don't know where all the humans that used to work everywhere have gone to, but short staffed everywhere on the whole entire planet, it seems like. Now, I should have cooked in the truck, but I wasn't feeling good, and I walked across to McDonald's, got some stuff, and that ain't gonna make nobody feel good now, is it? That's what we did. That's what we did. Kind of lost right now. I don't know. I'm just feeling blank and out of it. I'm actually starting to feel sleepy for the first time in a couple of days. It's like I can sleep, I get tired and everything, but I don't know. I'm feeling life tired right now. It's not even just regular tired. It's that old tired where you're just your brain and everything. It's just falling off a cliff and everything. But I'm here. I'm alive. We're gonna knock out hopefully close to 700 tomorrow. That's about what we've got to get where we're going. I'd like to get pretty well all the way there, so I don't have to spend much, if any, time on Thursday before the delivery, burning up time that I will want to try and get home. Because I know it'll be some big run around on having to go way out of the way and deadhead and pick up a load and Alloy back home Friday and everything. I'm not really looking forward to the song and dance. I'm really not. Sometimes this job is fun, and then it just gets monotonous on some of the way some of the stuff just repeatedly happens and works, and I have no doubts it'll be the same when I get trying ready to go home this week. Something goes on and gets ridiculous every time I try and go home on this gig. It's exhausting. It gets really exhausting, it really does. Yeah. I sound like a boring bum right now. That means there's really no sense in keeping on rambling on. It's not that I don't want to talk to y'all. Just don't have anything good to say. I don't want to be around here boring everybody. So I'll just leave what I've got as it is. I'm gonna go back here and watch a little TV. I don't even remember what music I listened to today to recommend to you. Listened to something. Really did. I know it did. I don't remember what it was. It's where my head is at today. Permanent fog. Just out of it. I'll listen to something good tomorrow and pass it on to you. I really will. I feel like I'm slacking on my duties here. But it be what it be. Before I put y'all completely to sleep, I'll just say thanks for watching if you've been watching. There's a few of you that have been on here regular, and I do thank you and appreciate you. And hope to see more of that. But before I go, good night to you, good morning to you, good afternoon to you. It could be any of those whenever you're watching this, or depending on your geographic location. But whatever it is, I hope it's a good one. And I hope the next one is even better. Until tomorrow morning, I'm signing out. Bye-bye.